Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see it. And today, folks, we got another interesting one for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. As you guys know, yesterday, Stephen A. Smith took to his Twitter to basically, call out the police officers after, the incident had occurred. He went on Twitter, he voiced his opinions, he said what they did was unacceptable and all of this and this and this and that. And as I was listening to Stephen A. Smith, I was reading his quote, I was like, man, bro, shouldn't you wait for more information to come out before you start taking a hardline position on this? But nevertheless, he decided to jump out the window, and then we heard what Tyreek Hill had to say. We did a show reacting to his comments. So what happened? Yesterday evening, the Miami-Dade police released the body cam footage of what occurred. And we all saw what occurred, right? We all saw it. I don't need to go over it again. So what happened? This morning, I was eager to see if Stephen A. Smith and these guys were going to touch on this issue again, given the fact that new information has come out. And it just so turned out that is exactly what they did. And on today's panel, it was Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharpe, Dominique Foxworth, and Molly Karam. And they were discussing this issue. The first person to speak was Dominique. Then after that was Shannon Sharpe. And then finally, it was Stephen A. Smith. And to the surprise of many, as he began to speak, you could see that Stephen A. Smith was doing pretty much a 180 on the issue. And he began to scold Tyreek Hill for his non-compliant behavior and what ensued between during that exchange with himself and those police officers. Before we even get into what Stephen A. Smith had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. With only 4 months left in 2024, I'm really looking forward to making memories with my family and attending different games and concerts and theater shows this year. And so when it comes time to finding the most affordable tickets for these shows and events, I love using Game Time. Game Time is one of the most reliable marketplaces for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the United States and Canada. Game Time already analyzes thousands of tickets for all of your favorite events near your location and finds you the best possible deal so you don't have to. For example, I'm looking forward to this upcoming concert at Madison Square Garden of one of my favorite composers, Hans Zimmer. Here, I can select the all-in price to see the total ticket price up front, no hidden fees. And now I can sort through the best possible deals I can find. I can choose the cheapest deals, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. And if you're like me and always make plans at the last minute, you can grab tickets up to 90 minutes after the event has started. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I'd like to do now is like to play what Stephen A. Smith had to say here, and then want to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to him here.
The police were excessive. No excuses. They should be ashamed of themselves the way they acted. They just went overboard. Totally true. Especially when it came to Calais Campbell as well, who did nothing and put his arms up. He was no threat whatsoever, okay? They told him to step back. He stepped back. He let them know that was his friend. Another team agent, New Smith, comes in there. He's by his car. He's on the phone. He's clearly not posing any threat. The police officers were definitely agitated. They were wrong. Here's the problem. We all came on the air seeing the initial footage in complete, unadulterated support for Tyreek Hill. You pull over. They tell you to roll down your window. What's the first thing Shannon just talked about? The first thing they do when they pull us over, they pull me over, all my windows are down. My hands on the steering wheel. That is not what Tyreek Hill did. Tyreek Hill had his window up. The officer bangs on, knocks on his window. He didn't bang on his window. He knocked on his window. You hesitated to pull it down. The first thing you say is, don't bang on my window like that. Don't bang on my window like that. Don't bang on my window like that. He asked you for your driver's license. You hesitated to give him your driver's license. You said in the post-game conference, hey, y'all, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? What if you weren't Tyreek Hill? What would have happened to you if somebody that wasn't Tyreek Hill kept the windows rolled up, hesitated to roll it down? didn't give you the license immediately when you asked for it, and then hesitated to get out the car when they told you to get out the car. See, we got to be responsible. And the point that I'm trying to make is this. In no way should the officers be excused for what they did. I totally agree with you, Dom, every syllable. You too, Shannon, every syllable. But I also am saying, yo, Tyreek, yo, bro, you didn't deserve that. I'm not implying that you did.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. This is why you shouldn't have jumped out the window initially. This is exactly why you shouldn't have jumped out the window. Wait for more information to come out before you go out there and start tweeting like that. If you listen to what he had to say, number one, he went off of what he saw. And number two, he went off of the comments that Tyreek Hill gave at the end of the post-game interview after the game. Tyreek was saying he didn't know what happened. He don't know what happened. But then the footage came out and we all saw what happened. We all saw what happened. When the police officers pulled him over, one of them, the one with the tattoos, he was already on one. He was already looking for a reason to go off. Then basically what happened from that point forward was he handed him his information. He rolled up his window. They told him to roll down his window because it was tinted. He didn't listen to that. That's already mistake number one. Once the police officer tells you to do this, you do it. That's mistake number one. But Tyreek, I believe, felt that he could do it because he's above the law. Why? Because he's an NFL player and he's an athlete. It was clear. Because I have never seen a normal black person do that. Never. Whether you're rich or not, but in his case, he's rich and he's a celebrity. And celebrities, some of them, feel like they're above the law. They feel like they can do pretty much whatever it is they want to do because their money and their fame is going to help them get through any type of situation. In that particular moment, it didn't. Because he came across a cop that was aggravated, that was looking for a reason to try somebody, and that's exactly what he did. And he absolutely escalated the situation, and he was wrong. He was wrong. And I think that's the reason he was put on administrative leave. They took him off the field. I mean, off the streets or whatever it is. So they're handling their investigation internally. He was wrong there. But the Tyreek Hill, was he just some innocent guy that had no part to play in it? Hell no. I'm saying it. No. He played a role in it and how he behaved. Now, for the black people that are watching this and saying, oh, you sucking, I don't care. I live in reality. I don't live in what you would like reality to be. I don't live in the reality of, oh, well, it don't happen. This don't happen to white. I don't wake up in the morning thinking about what white people do and how white I do this. I don't care because I'm not white. I'm a black person. I'm living in my reality. I'm not living in mine and this white dude's. I don't do that. And they don't do that. I'm living in my reality. And I'm handling things based off of what the reality is with me. If you understand what it means to be a black guy in the United States, you should have your wherewithal with you to understand how to comport yourself in those situations, because you may not be given the benefit of the doubt. And given you understand this already, why would you now then decide that you want to try your luck? I don't get it. I don't get it. Are there issues with how police handle black? Yes, we know this. All the more reason for you to be cautious. But no, there's some out there telling you to do the macho thing. Oh man, no, man, you gotta let them know. You gotta let them know. They ain't gonna be there with you when you letting them know. The only thing that saved Tyreek was because he was a celebrity. That's the saving grace. And he could call an agent. How many of you, if you get in a situation like that, can call your agent? How many of you, if you get in a situation like that, your employer that's going to come to your defense is a professional NFL team? How many of you? How many? Pretty much nobody. But nevertheless, this is the advice that some are given. And Stephen A. Smith saw that footage and he realized, oops, I spoke too soon. In situations like this, you got to apply wisdom. It's not a battle of who has the more, because in that particular moment, they have authority. They've been given authority. They have authority. So you have to be very, very careful and not try to do things that will ignite a situation. You have to be very cool, calm, collected, even if you're afraid. But the last thing you want to do is now start doing a tit for tat. Why are you doing like this? All right, keep listening to them people giving you that advice. At least let's see how far that goes. Because to me, the only person that will give you this advice to be as combative as Tyreek was is either a celebrity or a fool. Those are the only two. These are my opinions. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next. I'm sure we lost some subscribers today. It is what it is. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to people. Catch you on the next show. Peace.